The Nigerian Governors Forum has accused the lead consultant for the recovery over deductions from the Paris Club, Senator Ned Nwoko, of twisting facts regarding the debt payback of funds. The governor said the facts on the fraud associated with the Paris Club refunds can never be changed by a press statement by Nwoko, the Attorney General of the Federation, and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, or any of the consultants. The NGF was reacting to a recent statement by Nwoko, who claimed his firm, Linus International, was being owed $68 million and not $418 million, as stated by the governors. Senator Nwoko said part of the fees owed his firm for services rendered had fully been refunded. Controversies have trailed the Paris Club refund to states and local governments in recent weeks. Joining us now to discuss this development is the spokesperson of the Nigerian Governors Forum, Abdulrasaque Barkindo. Welcome to Newsday, and thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you for joining us. The situation is a little bit sketchy. It seems that we have differences of opinion in what is owed, who is owed, and when it will be paid, and if it will be paid. Some of the issues rely on the fact that maybe some of the payments that are to be made or have been made might be bogus claims. What say you about these claims?
We sort of are arguing over the next set of payments or the next tranche of payments that the consultants are asking for. And what the forum is saying is that these payments are unnecessary, undue, and undeserving, and that even the first payments that were made in gross error, and that, you know, the manner in which the payments are being pursued at the moment contravenes the Nigerian Constitution, and it's daylight robbery against the Nigerian people.
All right, Mr. Barkindo, the NGF, talking about the Nigerian Governors Forum, have accused Ned Nwoko of what they call spilling half-truths regarding the Paris Club refund. Do you agree with this, the Governors Forum, concerning this?
Yes, we have said that over time. I think this matter is in court, but the consultants have made it a media war, which apparently is unnecessary because, you know, these consultants claim to be lawyers. And if they are lawyers, I think the best platform for them would be the law courts. Now, we are the ones struggling to get them into the court. And we're saying, come to the courts, let the courts decide. One of them, for example, Ryok Nigeria Limited, has been to the Supreme Court, as a matter of fact, and he's got his case thrown out. So if the others would panic because one of them has got his case thrown out, that means there is something fishy about what they are asking for. Now, last weekend, Ned Nwoko sort of addressed a press conference in which he denied that $418 million is what they are asking for, and now made it look like it's only $68 million. And I have a list of all the debts here. Ned Nwoko is asking for $68 million. Ted Edwards is asking for $159 million. Panic Alert, which is Judge Ubo, is asking for $47 million. Ryok is asking for $142 million. Prince Orji is asking for $1 million. And Barrister Olai Tambello is asking for $215,000. So this is the computation of what they are asking for collectively. Now, there seems to be a breakdown or a crack in their relationship, which is why one of them is coming out now to say, oh, he doesn't bother about all the other, demands because they probably don't exist. And we are saying all the demands do not exist.
Now, the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, believes there is no basis for agitation by the Nigeria Governors Forum concerning deductions from the Paris Club refund paid to the consultants that they hired. In fact, he says the governors are simply crying over spilt milk. So what's your take on that?
My take on that is that Abubakar Malami is the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation, and he's accusing the Nigeria Governors Forum of lack of defense. And the Nigerian Governors Forum is saying, you own the courts. Let's meet there. So if you are the one who owns the courts and you are accusing the NGF of lack of defense and you are afraid of going to the court, who lacks defense?
It's a very good question. From the previous regime of the Nigerian Governors Forum, there is discussions that there was a consensus to actually pay this fee. And then when the new batch came in, there's issues there. I want to speak about continuity or the lack of precision in double checking some of the facts and figures before approving such large numbers. Is it that it wasn't double checked? What is the discrepancy between what was supposedly agreed a few months, years back, as opposed to now?
My take is, if you continue to believe what people who do not have faith in their own platforms keep saying, then definitely you would be thinking there is discrepancy or lack of continuity. As far as I know, no financial or monetary transaction takes place without signed papers. Let them bring the papers that were signed. Let them show us evidence of that agreement. Let them show us evidence of what we did with that agreement so that we continue from there. But if you just sit and decide that, this imagination of yours must, be accepted by an organization like the Nigeria Governors Forum, then there's something wrong with you. The Nigerian Governors Forum does not deal with people who do not have documents. We need documents, we need evidence that these agreements have been entered into, and then we will continue to talk from there. But without that, we only can say the courts would decide.
All right, some are already saying that this whole fiasco is turning very personal and bloody, in the sense that a particular businessman has actually reported Governor Umahi to the IGP that there are threats to his life concerning $119.4 million as a consultant from this part, the whole Paris Club refund.
That is not to the knowledge of the Nigeria Governors Forum. I can't comment on that.
Well, I hope you can comment on this. I'd like you to speak on Ned Nwoko's claim that the Nigeria Governors Forum demanded and received the sum of $100 million to prosecute elections in some states of the Federation.
I would say that's a lie from the pits of hell. I mean, the Nigeria Governors Forum does not prosecute elections. The Nigeria Governors Forum operates on 6 core mandate areas, and politics is not one of them. What I'm saying is there is no way an organization that runs with all the 36 governors who come from 3 different parties would now prosecute an election. For who? If the leadership is in APC, then definitely it's not going to campaign for PDP. If the leadership is in PDP, it won't campaign for APC. And what would ABGA say? There's one party, one state that belongs to ABGA. The point is, these people continue to, fabricate things. The Nigeria Governors Forum does not, involve itself. As a matter of fact, we shut down during political periods. So how would anybody from APC now take money and campaign for the opposing party? Because the states he mentioned are Bauchi, Osun, and Ekiti. These states belong to 2 parties. So how does one chairman now go to campaign for another party? The NGF does not operate like that. So it's just a figment of their imagination that they can just throw lies around and expect that money would come out of it. The last time they were accusing some governor of demanding for 10% of 400 million. Now that did not fly, and they threw it away, and now they are coming up with another allegation that they gave somebody $100 million. If you give anybody $100 million and all you owe that person, all that person owes you, is $68 million, where are you going to get the remaining 44 from? I wonder how logical these people think they are when they continue to throw lies around the media.
And still speaking to that confusing logic of throwing lies everywhere, it was said that some of the payments were fraudulent, in that some of the work that was claimed to have been done actually was not done, even though some of those payments have been made. We know that the matter is currently in court. I'm wondering if it's possible to go back and reclaim some of the funds that had been dispersed earlier to the wrong individuals who have no proof of what it is that they have been contracted to do.
Exactly. Now I begin to feel a Nigerian sentiment coming up. These monies are being, have already, some part of it has been paid, and they're trying to get the rest out of the Nigeria Governors Forum because they know that the process of reclaiming any money that has been paid would be difficult. And that's why they have an agent in the Attorney General of the Federation who is trying willy-nilly to make sure that these payments are made before the courts decide. Because once the courts decide and the money is in their kitty, it's not likely to get back to the government. So we're saying nobody should. As a matter of fact, there was a time they got, promissory notes where, this Apex Bank was asked to instruct all banks not to honor those promissory notes. Now, they are now going around to ensure that they got the money somehow. The Ministry of Finance was involved in the last FEC about a fortnight ago. They tried to also smuggle that money through the back door, but it didn't happen. A lot of people in the Federal Executive Council resisted that. So why are they fighting to make sure that this money is out before the courts decide? It's because they know that once the money is in their hands, it's never going to be retrieved.
Now, Mr. Barkindo, in your statement which you signed on behalf of the Nigeria Governors Forum, you talked about the use of libelous language on the person of the chairman of the NGF. So I'm wondering, is the NGF likely to take any legal action on this?
Yes, the chairman has already taken legal action, and he's is suing the consultants for libel. And I think that's at a personal level. The NGF does not fight personal battles. We fight organizational battles, and we're trying to resist, daylight robbery where people are trying to take Nigerian people's money to be deducted by at 10 million naira per state for 5 years or 60 months. So this is something that the NGF thinks is, unreasonable and unattainable, except, of course, some miracle happens, they're not going to get this money.
In some quarters, some people might believe that the Attorney General of the Federation might have some vested interest in this particular case, seeing as he himself knows about these law processes and knows about the environment quite well and is still advocating for these payments to be made. And we also know that there was a bit of a confusion regarding what the president wanted to be done as well. Can I get your comments on this?
I'm afraid this is one comment I would be very, very careful in making, because I wasn't there when the president instructed that all payments regarding this case be discontinued. But a couple of days later, I saw, the Attorney General of the Federation insisting that whether or not there was such instruction, the payment must be made. And the last time I checked, this government is called the Buhari administration and not the Malami administration. So I'll be shocked if by any whims of anybody's imagination, this payment is made in spite of the instruction from the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right, we want to say many thanks to you, Mr. Abdulrasaque Barkindo, for your time here on Newsday to try to set the record straight on the Paris Club reform.